Hey, you guys, welcome to the conversation. It is May 20, what is today? May 22nd, 2004. It's hump day. So if it's hump day, you know it's time for the conversation. We have a packed show for you today. We have a lot of stuff to get through. So I want to get started and going to do the damn thing. So first off, before we start, I just want to say hello to everyone. And let's talk about everyone's weekend. Kate, you have not been here in a couple weeks or a few weeks. What have you been up to? What's going on with you?
Hey, nothing really. Just getting ready for summer. Going to Tribeca Film. Who's this? Oh, going to Tribeca Film Festival next month. Going to LA. Just getting ready for summer.
That's awesome. How are the boys doing? Can you hear me, Kate?
I'm starting to think.
Did you say something to me, Bo?
Yeah, Kate.
Okay, sorry, you're freaking out. Say that one more time.
You're really delayed. Can you go out and come back in?
No. Okay, I'm leaving and I'm coming back. I will. Okay, I'm coming back, guys. I'll be back.
All right. Shaq, how's things down in Atlanta?
Oh my goodness. This is like I was saying before we even logged on, just single mom life. This is May is a hectic month for parents as kids are transitioning. My son, I got one that graduated into the big boy school. My oldest is moving on up in high school. Then I also have a May baby, so I had a May birthday, and so and then just life is always life, and so when you just put it all together, this time it's just chaotic. The beginning of June is when you finally go, and then you adjust to that new normal because now these children are home and it's summer. So yeah, I'm just busy being a parent right now. So happy to be back.
We are here to support you. We're just happy that you make time for us over here.
Mm-hmm.
All the other stuff we have. So, positive energy towards Shaq. Natasha, what's going on with you up in Grand Rapids, Michigan?
You know, life is just lifing up here. My baby graduated from preschool yesterday. And of course, I cried like a little punk. And and she too is a May baby. And it made me realize that fateful day that she graduates from high school, she will also have a birthday. That is going to be one expensive year. I just kind of realized that. But you know, working on the garden, helping my dad recover from a major surgery that he had, and hopefully he remains cancer free now. And you know, just trying to work, be a wife, a mama, social worker, all of that.
Well, again, we also send you positive energy and wish you all the luck with everything going on up there in your neck of the woods. Tamar, down in Dallas, Texas. What's good?
Hi. Life is good right now. It's so good to see y'all beautiful faces. Y'all are just shining, like just glistening right now. This week has been really busy. I got another promotion at my job.
Congratulations.
Yes, I work in healthcare as well. I am a healthcare worker. I work with kids that deal with drug addiction. So it's a blessing to be able to, because I am in recovery myself. I've been 7 years sober.
Woo!
Congratulations.
That's amazing.
Yeah, June 18th will be my 7-year anniversary, but it's just amazing to be able to get back. It's just, I'm just really happy right now. The business is business thing right now. The photography is photographing. Like everything is good. I just got done shooting my first wedding on Saturday. So that was very intense, but it was a very exciting thing. It just gave me more confidence in my photography, So just God is just blessing me right now, and it just feels so good to just share with the world. So I can't wait to see y'all. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Yay! Well, awesome. Congratulations for all your accolades. Michael, Detroit, the D. What's going on up there with you?
The cup runneth over in my neck of the woods. See, my hands, if they're idle, it's the devil's playground. So I have been a good boy lately. And that's a good thing. Let me say this. I went and saw, y'all remember the band Heart? Heart, right? Yeah. I saw them in concert last night. Had very, very nice seats. Still singing at that advanced stage. I mean, excellent show. Phenomenal.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you have an event coming up this week, correct?
Yes. Not this weekend. It's next weekend. It's two things at once. It's the 1-year anniversary of the Magical Terrarium in Ferndale, and it's also Ferndale Pride. So it's like it's a bar set up that day. We got DJs all day, as you can see. Open decks that evening. So if you want to test your skills out, stop by the terrarium and see what's up. What's up?
That's what's up. We tried to support all of us have different things going on. Some of us have production companies and other stuff we have. So we try to support everyone on this panel. So anytime we have somebody has an event going on that's not part of the conversation, we try to, promote it. There's room out here for everyone to eat. So we wish Michael all good luck with his event, and I'm trying to get up there to see you sooner than later, Michael. So hopefully we can make that happen too. So we have a few housekeeping things to go over. First I want to make our big announcement. We're in season 2 right now of our show, and we will be breaking for hiatus after in June, and then we'll be coming back August 28th, 2004 for season 3. So I'm really excited. We have some really big things and big guests. Hopefully, knock on wood, that will be starting to implement into the conversation. We're going to start being on some new platforms. We're working on that right now. So I'm really excited for the future of the show and what's to come. And if anyone knows me, I work under the radar. I'm very silent. So I'm working on a lot of stuff for our show, but that'll all come out in time. So make sure you are tuned in August 28th, 2004 for season 3 of The Conversation, as well as, my production company, Villain Inc. We're under the umbrella of that. And we also have Shack World. I know I mentioned it to you guys. Me and Shaq have been talking about how we're going to formulate her show, how it's going to be ran, how it will look. So we've been talking about that. We will be premiering that in August as well. But we will have a pilot episode of Shack World coming sooner than later. So be on the lookout for that as well. We're really excited to hear what Shaq has to say. Solo Dolo.
I got plenty to talk about.
Yeah, she does. If you're friends with Shaq on any of her social medias, you see some of her, not rants, I don't want to call them, but her thoughts. And I said, let's make that into a live show. I think
sometimes it's a rant, but
yeah, but whatever. It's all good. So yeah, we have that coming up. So we have a lot going on over here. So without further ado, we have a lot to get through tonight. So let's go to this docket. Congratulations are in order for some of these artists. Apple put out the top 100 albums of all time earlier today. And some people were a little, confused about it. Why were other people on there? Why are some people on there that, and just to name a few, I'm not going to go through all the 100 albums, but Lauryn Hill came in at number 1. Michael Jackson's Thriller came in at number 2. We have Prince on there at number 4. Frank Ocean, number 5. And then some other albums that were included were Kanye West's My Twisted Dark Fantasy, Jay-Z, The Blueprint, Beyonce, Lemonade, Nirvana. So it was a very, I think, a diverse list. But at the same time, there were some people were asking, well, what about, Bee Gees had one of the best albums of all time, best-selling albums of all time with Saturday Night Fever. They started kind of a thing in the late 70s, so they want to know why that album wasn't on there. There were some questions about why TLC they're one of the top selling girl groups of all time. Why Waterfalls or Crazy Sexy Cool wasn't on the list. Some people asked about the Supremes. They weren't on the list anywhere. There are some groups like Journey and Chicago people were asking about. So what do you guys think about this list? Shaq, you actually put this in the group for our to be on the docket. So what do you think about this list?
Well, I have to say that the two that you left off, and I'm stunned even you didn't happen to mention them at first, would be Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. The voices. And you know, I've puzzled over this. I can't lie. I've probably spent more time thinking about this than I really needed to, because I've just been stunned. Like, where is the voice? Where are the voices? After giving it some thought, I think I'm trying to wrap my mind around what they're doing, and I think that this is a current thought process, right? They're thinking currently. It's almost as if they decided this list not looking historically, but from today's perspective. And if you look at it from today's perspective, then I guess maybe you can understand. I mean, for instance, Lauryn Hill, my first thought when I first heard it was, that's nuts. She beat out Thriller. But then I thought about it. You know, we are now at the 20 plus year mark on this album, and Lauryn Hill has never put out another album, and Lauryn Hill is still a household name. And when you really think about the fact that that album has gone this hard, and that woman has created an entire career, that woman's gonna probably end up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with her one CD. You know, when you look at it like that, then I guess you can understand why people are going, this is an impactful album. So I think if you look at it from this perspective, you can see where they're going with it. But I struggle to wrap my mind around any list that will ever not include a Whitney Houston album and a Mariah Carey album, because they're the voices. I mean, I don't know what Mariah's done to her voice now. The voice is a little different. But from the beginning to the end, she has remained relevant. I mean, the way she switched genres, the Emancipation of Mimi is like nuts. That album, you know, like, and then I mean, Whitney's first album. I mean, I think today maybe young people don't really understand the impact or what Whitney was, but Whitney was just something undeniable for so very long. So it's weird. But again, if we're looking at it from a current gaze, if you were to stop now and talk about, you know, what people know about and what's super relevant right now, then I guess maybe the list makes a little sense. I mean, and they've got some good stuff on there. I mean, I
think you're right. You're right about the Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. I was thinking about that. I was like, why is the Bodyguard soundtrack on there? Waiting to Exhale, in my opinion, was the best movie soundtrack ever. That's just my opinion.
Oh, sweetie, that's most people's opinion.
Yeah. Also,
yeah,
you're right. So I don't know why, but Michael, what do you think about this list?
You know, my first thought, it was so like laughably bad that this is what happens when you assign a task like this to like a Gen Z person, and then they use generative AI to just tell them what the top 100 albums are, and maybe it's like a shit post. This isn't real. This is so off the mark. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, The Miseducation is great, Thriller is great, whatever, but there's so many legendary albums that are not even on the list anywhere. This has to be a joke. It's hard to take it seriously.
Natasha, what about you?
So music is subjective, and we all know that. So honestly, I laughed looking at this list because I'm still trying to figure out how this one Lauryn Hill album gets all the weight that it does. I am just still baffled by that to this day. And it's laughable for Lauryn Hill to come before Michael Jackson on any given list. So having said that, I paid absolutely zero attention to this list. The Lemonade album wasn't really a favorite of mine, and I know I'm going to get crucified for that one because I know that was a favorite of everybody.
Well, Beyonce also made the list, and Beyonce also her first album also made the list. They showed some love to be.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Lemonade being in the top 10 is like, to me, I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah. Kate, what do you think about this list?
I've never let Billboard or like Apple dictate what I listen to or like what I think is the best. this list cannot be in any specific order because it's really just, the compilations, comparing them. Some are just incomparable. I am glad that some artists that don't get a lot of recognition were on the list, like Robin. Robin is insanely the writing, the production, the voice, the longevity. There's been a lot. There's a lot of art. And even Beyonce. Renaissance I think was her best album. I mean, I think that was a crazy album. It was out of left field. She just brought us back to the '70s, like Grace Jones, like crazy. So. I don't know. I just think it's giving try hard, and that somebody was just trying to like pull some edgy like Nirvana and like Radiohead and throwing them on there so that they would get like a nod. But it's like, no, let's just talk about good music and good production and what has an accumulation of bomb hits that everybody's vibing on. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean Frank Ocean in the top 10. I was kind of like, and I'm a Frank Ocean fan.
I am too, but that was not the best album.
It threw me.
Yeah.
And when it shouldn't have been that orange one, because that orange
orange was hot. Pyramids.
I personally feel like they did do AI and they generated this album list, because my thing is, first off, Brandy should have been on the top 100 best albums. I'm sorry.
Jeezy Thug Motivation.
Baby. I mean, like, come on, like, Never Say Never and Full Moon are like credited for some of the like best vocals. And
Brandy doesn't get any credit. She gets like no credit, and she is an icon, and she can run, can't she, Ashleigh?
I just want to say, like, this is another list. Like when they named Beyonce the best artist of our generation, I think like this is another list where we don't get a voice to like vote and say who we feel. We have people picking for us. So it's basically, you probably have like 3 people in a room like, okay, let's get a list of names and let's figure out who's the best albums. And it's not speaking for everybody. So I just think this list didn't really do. And I'm really mad that Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey was not in the top 10. Like that threw me.
Yeah. Well, like Natasha said, music is subjective, and this list is not going to affect any of how I listen or download or buy music. So with that said, let's move on to our next story. Congratulations are in order for Megan Thee Stallion. She is the second female hip hop artist who's ever sold out Madison Square Garden, coming in second to Nicki Minaj. I think that's awesome. Being she's only been like commercially successful the last 6 years, and to go on a tour and sell out the biggest arena in our country, I think that's you can't hate on that. People were talking about how cheap her ticket prices are. And I'm asking the question, since when were we a society that if the ticket prices are not $1,000, we have to hate or throw shade at art? That's crazy. Someone was like, well, Nicki Minaj's tickets were $600. And I'm like, well, the people who are complaining and talking shit about this, your credit score is even 600. So why are you hating? You know what I'm saying? Why are we talking about ticket prices? And if they're cheap, then the artist that makes them any less of an artist. Michael, what do you think about this?
You said it.
Good for her. Sometimes I look at her career trajectory, right? I don't know anyone that loves her, and yet she has like a high level of success. So I personally don't understand this, but hey, the proof is in the pudding. So keep doing what you're doing, girl. Get the bag.
I think I just want to jump. I think it's really cool that, and I don't know why this can't happen. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying. I think it's really cool that she brought. I'm trying to get where my slide is. That Megan Thee Stallion brought out Cardi B and Glorilla. She had them come out with her, and I think that's so cool. I wish more female hip hop artists could do this. Can you imagine a tour with Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red? Can you imagine one? Why can't they do that? That would be
tickets.
That would be. I think that would be so awesome, though.
Well, I want to say, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Natasha, I'll jump to Natasha, and then I'll come back to you, Tamar. Natasha, what do you think about just this whole situation in general?
First of all, I do love Megan Thee Stallion. So I don't know what Michael's talking about, that he doesn't know anybody who loves Megan. I love Megan. I'm so happy for her. I have been so happy to watch the trajectory of her career. And it would be dope to actually see especially with the way that females have taken over rap in the last few years. It would definitely be really dope to see all of them come together. I love Glorilla. I love her. Love her. I'm so excited for her to be able to get on a tour and be at Madison Square Garden. So I'm here for all of this. Congratulations to Meg.
Yeah. Tamar, what were you gonna say?
Well, the thing is with Nicki Minaj, she gave her tickets away for free. She was giving tickets away for free. Megan, people paid. So I honestly, if you really want to put that into perspective, Megan is probably the first female artist that actually sold out Madison Square Garden. Wow. And she didn't have to put in a disclose that she had an essay at the concert as well. I'm not a Nicki fan, don't like her. The reason why she can't do this because she's not a good person. And when you have good energy, you see stuff like that happen. And it is sad that we can't get all these female artists on one stage, but there's just one person that shits on everybody. And she will never probably change because she does not want people to take her crown that she magically stole from Lil' Kim, that Lil' Kim still has. So, it is sad, but I'm glad that there is some type of movement with the female artists on this platform because female rap is really it right now. I'm sorry. I don't even listen to male rap. It just doesn't do it for me.
There's not even really the male rappers out with much of anything right now.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Shat, what do you think about this? Her selling out Madison Square Garden and bringing the other artists out with her.
Oh man. First of all, I'm a huge fan of all of them. I love female rap. I like ratchet rap too. People are always surprised by my playlist because you will come up in here and you hear some mumble rap. I'll be in there like, hey. So I'm just a music fan in general. Super excited to see them all together. I don't think we would ever see like a mega tour with all of them, unfortunately, but probably fortunately for them. I think it's probably a great thing for them to all be able to individually tour, and that says a lot about where rap is. That female rap artists are touring, and they're not together as a compilation. They can tour individually, and I think that's good for the culture and that's good for the music. I'm a huge Megan fan. I think she's fun. I love the anime videos and stuff like that. I think she's current. And I do think that we are now in an age where we will have friends who maybe aren't checking for them, but the 30 and under crowd, Megan is very current. She's right now, you know what I mean? And so I think it's just appropriate. She's popping up in advertisements. Huge fan.
Yeah.
I love it.
I wish that we could see the day again when we see those big tours. I don't know if some of you might be too young for this. Some of you might be right there. But do you guys remember, I think it was 97, 98, when Puff Daddy did Puff Daddy and the Family Tour, and you had Missy, Busta Rhymes, Lil' Kim, Mace, Toto, 112. You had like 10 artists on that tour. I wish we could go back to days like that.
Something like that now. They could do it. Yeah, they could do it now.
We got something like that with SCBV, Escape, 702, and Maya.
I wouldn't compare that because that's more of like older artists now coming back and doing nostalgia. The equivalent of something like what you're talking about actually would be labels. So, like for instance, Glorilla, she's under I don't know why I can't think of his name now. I'm a huge fan. No. Yeah, but they're kind of in the same camp. The guy who's dating Angela Simmons right now,
Young Gotti.
Yo Gotti.
Yo
Gotti.
Yeah. Okay, you are right. Yo Gotti. Point I'm making is that if the people who are under Yo Gotti, if they toured together, then you would see it like that. I don't think they would do now. Though the business of it, I don't know if they could really pull it off. I mean, back then there would be a lot of like popular artists under one umbrella, and it's not really like that anymore. So I don't know that the business is possible. But what she did, man, that's just really cool. I love to see it. I love to see unity. I think though it's almost like I think she knew what she was doing as well. When we talk about these Nicki comparisons and these Megan comparisons, I think Megan very purposefully brought out everybody hot under her and said, "Hey, I'm for unity." And I think it's almost like a stab at what's happening in the Nicki camp. Like would Nicki do something like this? But she did have some people too. They just weren't as popular.
Right, and that's what I was talking with somebody earlier today.
Some artists come out with her.
Yeah, but Nicki never has anyone. You would never see Nicki invite Kim or like I said, Megan Thee Stallion or any other hot artist.
Yeah.
I don't know why she can't seem to do that, but we're not here to talk about Nicki tonight. But congratulations to Megan. Let's move on to our next story. So Kid Rock is in the news.
Oh Lord.
And it's allegedly he was getting interviewed for Rolling Stone, and he ended up pulling a gun out on the reporter and using the N-word. Also, he was calling immigrants murderers and rapists. Other talking points he toted on was talking about how Trump is such an amazing man and how he hoped he wins. And he said, Trump is an asshole. I think that's what our country needs. And just basically, just kind of poking the bear. What do we think about this? I don't want to spend a lot of time or give him too much energy, but what do we think about, Kid Rock and his antics? Michael, do you want to start?
If you can believe it, I met Kid Rock and Martha Reeves on the same night. And I won't tell the complete story, but suffice to say, I've ran into the guy. This is his caricature. He's made a living on this. It's on brand. Of course, it's vile, right? But that's the world we live in, and that's the crowd that loves him. If I had to think of something positive to say, I'd say that pink suit is honestly pretty cool. So I'd probably
speaking of the pink suit, we had someone in the comments, JT, who was this? Said that. Jay Francis said why he looked like a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. Kate, what do you think about Kid Rock?
Why was he ever a thing at all? Like, no talent. I mean, he is from like the outskirts of Detroit. He's from like Ortonville, which is in between Saginaw and Detroit, the smallest town. When I tell you it is in the middle of nowhere, he still lives there, according to Pamela Anderson in her documentary. She said that when she married him. I mean, why is he is literally somebody who got drunk at karaoke. And I don't know how he convinced somebody to give him a record label. I'm sure he still owes money to somebody because he probably got like some shitty advance. I have no idea, but like, why is he a thing? He is so disgusting.
Yeah, I don't. That's funny. Why is he a thing? Natasha, what do you think about this story?
I really have no thoughts about it. This is on brand for him. He's been outlandish for ever. So it is what it is.
Like I said, I don't want to give him too much energy. Does anyone else have anything to say about the story, Tamar or Shat?
Oh, hell no.
I didn't realize I was on mute, but I think it's amazing Kid Rock still makes the news. When was the last time he made music?
Yeah.
When was the last time his music
or done
made
anything.
Yeah.
Like, other than this.
But Trump has supporters. He has supporters.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah.
The thing
Speaking
that
of
I
Trump,
find hilarious about Trump, if I might say, I feel like if Trump did a concert, like one of those concerts, he would like roll out like every old school B-list style artist.
yeah.
Like Attack of the 90s or something.
Right.
While we're on the subject of Trump, Amber Rose made news this week. I don't want to give this too much energy either. She is throwing her support behind Trump for his 2024 presidential candidacy, saying that she thinks he's a great guy and this is what our country needs right now. But at the same time, I went back and did some homework and found this tweet that she tweeted in 2018 talking about Trump. And I quote, "Man, fuck the fact that he's old and I don't know what to say, old and something. The fact that he was on TV, he is a sexual predator just like Trump and Harvey. I hope they get their day as well. So y'all going to sit." And there's a lot of people who are disappointed in her because she's known for, putting her support behind LGBTQ issues and events and women's rights. So what does this say about everything she's ever done? Michael?
I honestly don't think we need to make more of this than much at all. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do in 2024 kind of what happened in 2016 and again in 2020, right? Where you kind of start to put people in boxes based on who they're going to vote for. It doesn't mean that she isn't an ally to the LGBTQ community anymore. Like people are more nuanced than that. And I really am trying not to be binary and say that if you support Trump, then I just can't mess with you as a person. Like that's just not how life is. None of us really get that choice. So am I surprised in the flippity flop? Nah, that's Hollywood. Amber looks good though. I think she looks really nice in that photo.
Let me tag back you real quick. I also want to add Cardi B into this story because she recently tweeted that she wasn't voting for either candidate in 2024. And to me, I think when you have a platform of any kind, I don't care how small or large it is, you have followers. And I think you have a certain amount of responsibility, especially saying you're not going to vote because her being, I got to watch what I say. I think you have a responsibility, and I think sometimes these kids today, they don't watch CNN, they don't watch The View, they're not politically savvy as some of us older ones may be. So they get their news about what's going on with this election from influencers and from artists. So when you say I'm not going to vote, some of these kids, that's all it takes for them to say, oh, well, my Cardi B's not going, or Nicki Minaj is this, so I'm not going to do it. You know how some of those diehard fans are. Shaq, what do you think?
Well, regarding Amber flip-flopping, I mean, that's the same thing we've seen with like Kanye, right? We see these huge flip-flops happen with people in the entertainment industry, and I always wonder who showed them some money. You know what I mean? Because I always think that is what the influence is. Something happened. They were given some wads of cash, or something happened in the background that influenced them so heavily, because that's a monumental shift from being woke per se and being able to talk about Trump's heinous behavior, and then to now be on his side the way she is, to the level she is. So when you see a decidedly large flip like that, I always believe that there's something a little bit more behind it. And for instance, if we were to talk about Kanye's shift, the shift from where he is to where he is now, the difference is he becomes a billionaire. So what happens, or is close to billionaire status, is making $1 billion moves. So what happened here with her, I suspect, is probably financially motivated, and that's her business. But when I think about politics in general, I definitely agree with what you're saying about how these influencers and celebrities have so much. They have so much more pull with the young people. But with that being said, I think Cardi is also speaking to a very real truth that's happening now, which is that a lot of Democrats are disillusioned with the Democratic Party, right? And they're not fans of Biden. I don't care how much student loan debt he canceled. It's not changing a lot of what he's done, like the money that's been sent out to the Ukraine and everything. And so when you put it all together, I can understand where she's coming from. The danger in that, though, is that young people really aren't invested like that, and we do have to have honest conversation about what it means when we split votes and all these other different things that happen. They're like really heavy conversations behind it, and celebrities don't have time to talk about that in like a 2-minute video. So it is what it is. I always go back to what I always say, which is do local elections. Our election day was yesterday, Super Tuesday here in Georgia. Tons of local elections. I was out there voting. I was reading up on the issues even in the parking lot. And so people should be focused more on what's happening locally anyway than this presidential stuff, because it doesn't make a difference. I don't know how many people's day-to-day life change when new presidents come in. You still hit the same potholes. You still have the same problems with the school board in your neighborhood. So
let me say this. I know everyone is saying, okay, we got to vote locally and that's what matters. But with this election, I feel this election is going to be so important because Trump is not coming in because he cares about his country. He's coming in to right wrongs, and he's coming in for revenge. So with that, the LGBTQ marriage is on the line. They're already messing with us. They're already messing with women's reproductive health rights. Mm-hmm. There's a lot on the line with this election. It's that important. And I feel if Trump gets in, it's gonna set us back so far.
I have to agree with that very strongly. There's a great guy I follow. I think his name is Conscious Lee. Real smart guy. He's got this tagline, "Education is elevation." He's such a nerd. I love him. And he has a fantastic video where he talks about what happened in Trump's presidency. And one of the things he talks about is how it's interesting how Trump hates judges. But during his time in office, so many judges were elected and put into place. I mean, the number is crazy. I think it's in like the hundreds, maybe 200. Like, it's like an astronomical amount of judges. And it happened just in that one term he was in. And it's insane to think about. And so when you think about stuff like that, you do see these things they always talk about, like you always hear like 30-year plans. And you can see very clearly that is what he was doing, and the way he stacked the court. Mm-hmm. And so him coming in again, yes, that's exactly what we're looking at. We're looking at a new round of stacking. But at the end of the day, if these young people aren't going to get out, if they're not going to get involved, I mean, well, parenting calls.
I thought that was my baby. I was like, where'd you come from?
Natasha, what do you think about these? You know, I'm not overly excited about Biden's administration either, but I think he's the lesser of two evils, I guess. What do you think about celebrities in this election?
So I think that celebrities either need to stop talking about politics altogether, which I honestly wish they would, or they need to actually start educating themselves and again learn about local elections and how elections as a whole actually lead up to the biggest election, which is the presidential election. And there is so much weight always put on the presidential election, and they're talking about issues that they don't know anything about. They know nothing about politics at all. Can't tell you who their senators are. They can't tell you, who represents their state.
That's what the executive branch does.
Legislative, judicial, they ain't gonna be able to tell you nothing. And so for that, unless they're gonna actually start talking from an educated, more responsible place and actually encourage our kids to actually learn about their local politics and how that actually leads into the bigger picture with the president, I just wish they would shut up. Honestly.
Can I add this though? What happened here with Amber Rose? I actually know a lot of people that have essentially done the same thing. Like, if anything, the Democratic Party should be worried, because I know a lot of people who've gone and pulled the lever for Democrats for years. And for whatever reason, this election, they're so fed up that they're doing what Amber Rose did. They're saying, well, it's so why not go with the guy who's going to burn it all down? Maybe there's something better on the other side. So if anything, I think it's a come to the circle moment for the Democrats. They got to figure it out, or they're going to lose.
They've been coming to the circle for a while, and they've failed consistently. And so
it's the Israel issue for sure, which is why Biden is behind.
Yeah, he's going to eat that one. He could do a universal cancel a student loan debt. It won't save him from Israel.
You know what?
She's irresponsible being in California saying vote for Trump, because in California she's not going to have to worry about her health care being taken away. If you get raped in Florida, or if you have a baby inside of you that you cannot, you're going to die if you have the baby, that's not happening for you. You have to have the baby. You have to go through with that. And that's terrifying. That is like where we're at with our country right now in terms of like Donald Trump possibly getting to that. And I think that irks me. I've always kind of been like, whatever, either way. But at this point, it's like, that's what's scary, those real issues. So
do you see he's starting to do some backtracking on that though? There have been some talks now.
I haven't. I've just seen the commercials that are like, he's taking away women's health care, and he overturned Roe versus Wade. So I don't watch the news a lot.
He's publicly speak and say he's not looking to mess with women. I don't know. It sounds like they're trying. I don't know that they'll actually do a reversal, but
you guys, what I think? I might be wrong, but you know what I think is going to happen? I think Biden is waiting for the 11th hour to mess with that Israel ceasefire thing. I think that might be one of his. You know how they always pull something big out the last minute? Obama did it with the gay marriage thing. I think Biden might be. I think that's where they're heading. I might be wrong, But I don't know. Well, I guess
I think it would be to his benefit.
Yeah, most definitely. So, Tamar, do you have anything to say, or do you want to move on?
I registered to vote, and I wasn't gonna do it, but then I'm just like, this stuff gives me anxiety. Like my life is like so clean and good. I don't even watch the news. Like my husband watches the news. I don't watch that stuff. I feel like it's so toxic, but it's just disheartening because we have people running our lives and we are not in the world of the land of the free. And that is the sad part. And it's just like, damn, you gotta go vote. You gotta try. I mean, I agree with Ashley, like both candidates, they both suck. Like, I mean, we don't really have nothing really good going on with those two. But I mean, honestly, we need to get Biden back in the office just because we don't really know what's gonna happen. Like, I'm married and I know what is I know it's gonna be hard for people to get married that's gay, but are they gonna take away my marriage? And that's scary because this is the man I love and this is all the work we put in, so much work. If Trump wins, if something happens to him, he dies and I go to the hospital, they're like, we don't care you're married. Like, you still can't see him. Like, you can't make decisions. We run you.
Nightmare.
And that's the scary part. And you know, I know women that don't want to have kids, and so if they get raped, like, and they're forced to have this baby, their whole life is just ruined. So it's just for me, I was just like, I don't care about voting, but now I'm like, okay, I gotta go do something. I gotta show up. I gotta be the voice that needs to be at least heard for other people to like potentially do it the same way. So, you know, like I think when you look at this stuff, like at first I wasn't really paying attention to it, but then when everything starts to like get into perspective on what is really happening, it's kind of freaky, and it's like it gives me anxiety. And I take anxiety medication, so I'm like, God damn, the pill the pill ain't working no more. So it's a lot, and it's just like, damn, when are we gonna see some happiness again? Like, we need some.
You know, if I might add a final thing on this, and I'm beginning to talk to young people about this when I talk about voting. I talked to them once about a relationship I had once with a older Republican. Family came from a little money and whatnot. And we were talking a lot about you know, voting and the importance of it and stuff, and how young people don't get out there. And I'll never forget, she said one of the things that I love the most about voting is that so many of these young people aren't aren't involved. You know, she was like, you know, it benefits me when my candidates get through. And I've never forgotten that conversation about how there is this whole body of people who just don't vote. And for people who have plans for this country, who intend to get things done, they like that you don't get out there. They like that you're not involved. They don't want you to come out. They don't want you to pay attention to what's actually happening and get involved. There are people who will get things done with voting. That's why these proposals are out there. And they're counting on you not to care, and they're counting on you not to come out, because that is how they make things happen. And so when I talk to people who have such strong apathy, I go, regardless of whether you want it or not, these things are going to happen. These initiatives are being introduced, and they're going to get voted on, and they're going to happen. Whether you believe you can stop it or not, they're counting on you not trying. And I think that's how we need to start talking to young people. These things are happening for a reason. Who do you think it benefits when you stay home?
Exactly. You're right. Well, we got to move on to the next subject. We spent too much time on this, but like I said, get out there and vote, register to vote, and we'll see what happens. So moving on, let's get into the meat and potatoes. I'm not even going to describe what we're going to go into. Let's just
you don't need to. Everybody knows.
Let's watch it together. Here we go.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy.
Sorry, you guys. This is
the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Okay, so I want to start off with saying, and a lot of people have looked at me sideways. I'm not here to judge. I can't judge anyone. I have no heaven or hell to admit anyone to. I also can't all I can say is I'm praying for all the parties involved in this. I'm praying for Cassie. I'm praying for Diddy. I'm praying for his kids because they didn't ask for this. So I'm hoping whatever will be, and I want God just to intervene and just to have his way. I know other people are not as lighthearted about it as I am. I don't know if lighthearted is the right word, but like I said, I'm not here to judge. We all have sinned. We all have done things wrong. We all have fallen short. So I can't judge him. All I can say is it was messed up what he did, and that's all I'm going to say about that. With that said, Kelly Price is getting some backlash because she kind of has the same sentiments as I. She made a post and quote, "It is my sincere prayer that the power of the Holy Ghost overtake you so that you not only have a change of heart, but a change of mind and a change of direction. I've seen you at your best and at your worst. I know what you are capable of being when you were being your best despite the seductions of this industry. I want to see you, and I want to see you soon to create this in a business, but I need you to pray, and I need you to receive from the Most High. I need for those prayers to take place sincerely. You are a unique talent, and both sides that represent light and darkness receive you anxiously. Do you know who God is? Laying not until your own understanding, but all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct you." Kelly Price. So let's unpack this. Michael, what do you think about Kelly's stance on it? And what do you think about it? Should she be getting backlash because she's not judging him? I don't understand when we became this country or this nation where because we don't want to judge someone, we get backlash for it. What do you think?
So, listen, I think as you get older, you should try to get wiser. And for me, at least, wisdom looks a lot like what Kelly has said here, right? There's a lot of people in life that will do you wrong. A lot of people that you know that will do horrible things to other people. And it's to cut people off, it's a hard thing to do. Everyone deserves a chance, I think, to get it back on track. And I don't know if that's compassion or empathy. I know I've been in some dark places, and I probably didn't deserve the chances that I still got from people, right? So I think her sentiment is really pure. I don't think she should be getting backlash for it. But that said, I totally understand the people, too, that can't get past what he did, right? We've all got our own trauma. We've all been on our own journey. And sometimes just the very act is enough to be a disqualifier from, like, being a good person. So I can see it both ways here. I personally, though, I'd lean more towards what Kelly said.
Okay, thank you for that. Natasha.
Okay, so if Kelly is truly his friend and Kelly truly feels this way, this is where she could actually just reach out to him privately and just text him. it does not need to be put on a public video with public comment and posted. It can be interpreted as being insensitive to Cassie when all of this grace that you are extending to him was not extended to Cassie by him when the lawsuit came out, and he said that everything was a lie and that there was no truth to that lawsuit whatsoever. That means that he has absolutely no remorse. He is taking absolutely no ownership for his actions still. He would not have taken any remorse or any ownership for his actions had that recording not been released.
But isn't that human nature? I mean, I find it so hard to dig on somebody. What do we expect? People to just come forward with all their... I know I wouldn't.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say that.
I would only come clean if I was confronted with it and couldn't deny it. That's human nature. I'm not going to judge somebody for that.
At your big age of 50, at 50 plus, at your big age of 50 plus, ownership should have been the first thing coming out of your mouth. I accept responsibility. I take responsibility for my actions. If at your big age you are still trying to lie and still trying to pee in a corner and put newspaper over it, no. This is who you are, and fuck Grace to Diddy at this point. Because
hold on. Who are we?
He had the opportunity to take some sort of ownership.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I get that. But who are we to say he cannot have grace? Who are we to say that?
Who is he to put his hands on somebody the way he did?
I get that, Natasha. I do. But we are not the father. Let me say this. When we, at the end, when it's all said and done, and we are before the Father, me and him, I guarantee you he's not going to ask us about Diddy or what we think about what Diddy has done. It's going to be between me and him.
Ashleigh, the issue is always timing. It ain't what you say, it's when you say it. And let me tell you, a day after we don't watch Diddy whoop her ass all up and down CNN, we don't want to see nobody, especially not no other celebrity on the internet talking about, well, God's grace. She could have called him and said that. After you have seen somebody be brutalized, and it's all over the TV and it's everywhere and everybody has seen it, maybe give it a couple of days and just let the person who's wrong just be wrong and let people process that. We don't immediately need you to come out and drop a prayer.
Can we say the same thing
about all what she said? I just think that it was better in a DM to Diddy. That's
cool. That's cool. You
right
say
after
that.
we watch
also say the same thing about all these other people who are coming out against him. They can keep it private as well.
No, we need men to condemn violence against women.
We want to hear that. No. I won't allow that. I won't allow it. I'm putting my foot down. We cannot say that somebody cannot offer a prayer, but somebody can come on and condemn. We can't. That's not.
We didn't say we couldn't. Nobody said we couldn't offer a prayer.
Condemn or
Kate just said we need men to condemn. We need to hear that. So why can't we hear a prayer?
We need men to speak out about what Diddy did. No violence against women. No violence against men. Like no domestic violence. Period. You know, like
okay. So what's wrong? So what's wrong with the prayer? What's wrong with the prayer?
She's just extra on trying to act affiliated, and she didn't.
I would have liked for her to send a prayer for Cassie. I would have liked to send a prayer for Cassie. That would have been more appealing.
Diddy ain't nothing special. Like he really isn't. Like I appreciate what he's brought to the industry, and I've been a fan of that. But when she's like, "You're a unique talent," it's like that's pushing it. Like
we live in this world. I hate that we live in this world where the minute something terrible goes down, we have to show our humanity by also saying that we forgive bad people. Like bad people sometimes need to sit in the pissy bed that they created.
Agreed. Yes.
It doesn't mean he has to sit in it forever. Life goes on. This man has children. The world will move on. But I just hate this idea that people do these awful things and lie about it, don't own it, don't admit it, pay her, continue to put out into the public, I didn't do this and everybody is wrong, and then it drops, and then all of a sudden people are supposed to show grace. No, I think that he has earned his place in this dirt, and I feel like it's okay for him to sit in a little bit. And if we want to extend prayers, I think we need to extend them to the people who are hurt, not to him. That is just it just rubs me wrong. And that's not to say that we haven't all done bad things, because again, I don't think that her words are incorrect. I think it's not the right time, and I think it's not the right conversation. I think if we're having a conversation on forgiveness, if we're having a real public conversation on forgiveness, okay, then we can talk about how there's forgiveness for people. But right after this video goes viral and we're seeing it everywhere, I don't think that that's the time to then talk about how we've all sinned,
crying on camera.
And I think that that's what we need. The conversation needs to be, this is awful. It shouldn't be, we've all sinned. That's bad timing, wrong timing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So you don't think it's wrong timing that all these people that he's helped put on also come out and speak up again? Everybody has a story. Everybody wants to come out now.
About him for years.
Well,
so, like, Biggie's kids said that he didn't
deed.
help them. Like, people have always had shitty things to say about him. Like, Biggie's kids were like, he never helped us. He never gave us royalties. Danity Kane broke up. 112 broke up. And you know that Slim's voice, he was a unique talent. Like, that was crazy. So it's like Mace left the game. J-Lo got the fuck up out of there. Like, nobody was fucking with Diddy. And when you do shit like that, people withdraw because we're not funding your bullshit. I'm not buying.
But at the same time,
beat a bitch's ass in New York City. Like, it's
at the same time, Kate, we just saw the mayor of New York give him the key to the city. We saw MTV. Hold on, let me finish. We saw MTV give him the Video Vanguard Award. We saw all these things happening, but you guys are saying,
very talented.
Hold on. You guys are also saying, well, we people have been saying this. So people have been saying this, but they're also doing all these positive things for him. But now everyone wants to flip flop. I don't agree.
No, this ain't
the jig is up.
For every one story that we've heard about him putting someone on, there's been 2 stories about him exploiting somebody. There's been 2 stories about him abusing somebody. There's been 2 stories
plausible deniability. Plausible deniability no longer exists once CNN posts the video of you beating the crap out of somebody in a public hotel. So yeah, up until the point we had visual proof, I do think life went on. But now there's just no denying it. And he settled it the very next day. And then that video drops. And now we're like, man.
He knew that video was going to get out there, but I'm surprised he didn't get ahead of it. You'd think that, like Natasha said, at his big ass age, he would talk with his team. They'd be like, yo, this video exists. Get ahead of it. Say this shit. You just paid her. She can go on and get her trauma. And it's like, he should have done that. And now the day after, you want to cry. And it just is giving abusive boyfriend all over again. It's just even more triggering. You know?
Let me make this clear really quick. I don't want people to think that I'm giving him a pass. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not in the position to judge.
Only God can judge.
I'm not. I can't do that. So
I think judge and hold accountable are not. They're not interchangeable terms here.
Because whatever term you use, that puts in your head.
Yes, I don't think we're judging him. We are holding him. We're holding him accountable. We're speaking facts. So me saying that he kicked her in her head is a fact. Me saying that he's an evil piece of shit is judging him. I'm not saying that, even though I truly believe that. But the facts are the facts. He abused Kathy.
In public.
We have video proof of it in public. There are so many other stories that we just haven't had a whole lot of proof come out about yet. There's still proof out there. There's still proof to come, I believe. So we cannot use the terms judge and hold accountable interchangeably, because those are 2 different things.
They are, but at the same, I guess you guys don't understand what I'm saying. Why? I have so much stuff going in my life, health stuff, bills. Why am I worried about holding some millionaire accountable that don't even know me?
We're not. We just have an opinion about him putting his hands on women. You don't need to, you know what I mean? Like,
Ashleigh, have you ever kicked a woman in the head?
No, I have not.
There
he's
you go.
setting an example for other men who want to be
There
like
you go.
him.
There you go. You know,
And he would not let that happen to his daughters.
The word is
We're
egregious.
showing-
The word is
showing
egregious.
other men
He's
that
done too much.
you can get rewarded for behavior like this. That's literally what we're showing other abusive people, men and women, but mainly men. You can be rewarded for your abusive behavior.
This is such a tough. It's really.
It's a sick culture with violence against women. It's a very sick culture with abuse against women. I have definitely heard. I've heard family members being victims of domestic violence.
Yeah.
So this is not a unique situation to just Diddy. I have close family members that have been victims of domestic violence. Thank God those family members are here. I'm a social worker. We are sometimes helping seniors get out of physically abusive situations.
Oh my God.
It is so important that people with this much visibility are held accountable. You know,
because people need to know that accountability is out there. You can't get prosecuted. Victims need to be empowered to know that if I go to the police, if I go to the court, I can actually have something be done. They will actually enforce this restraining order instead of, oh, you're just on your own and I could still get killed even though I have a restraining order. Which, how often does that happen?
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
Have we got through those rape kit backlogs in all these cities yet? No.
Tamar, do you have anything to say about this?
Who is he? Is so heated. Okay, I mean, I understand both sides. I mean, what I think is this: when you're in addiction, you do terrible fucking things. That's just the reality. Like the drug use and the things that he's been through is very apparent. You can see it in his face, like the way he looks. The next thing I want to say is, Kelly Price, girl, we do not need you to apologize. Like, we need you to sit home, write a record, call him. But if you're going to, like, this is my thing. Like, I understand where everybody's saying, like, I think, like, prayers for him, but also say prayers for everybody that's in the situation. The prayer just sounded so one-sided. So, of course, a lot of people have so much to say about what is going on, because not long ago did he do her the same way, and we don't know all the stories that happened to her. So he's treated her badly, but maybe she has forgiven him, and that's the side I see as well. Like, you can tell there's some forgiveness, but also she always show up in random moments and pop up and makes random speeches about something that really isn't a concern for her, but she just wants to always be in the spotlight.
It's giving pick me.
It's giving do anything for clout. I just think we do not have a place to judge him, but in this society, especially with this man being on this pedestal of this, like just this person, I think, like, I agree, he should have got ahead of this before all this came out. But also, I feel like he's gonna have to talk to his God and talk to the person above and let him know what he did and why he did it. But then also it goes back to say, like, you got to admit that you did wrong. And when all of the stuff is coming out and now you're starting to be called out about it, you're showing face that you did wrong, but then you said that you didn't do anything. So it's a contradiction within himself. So people don't know if they can believe him. But, you know, I pray for everybody in this situation, because I know what it's like to be on drugs. I've done some crazy stuff on drugs. I mean, girl, the drug was real, you know, like. So I
struggle with that, though. I struggle with equating drug addiction for regular people with that of someone of that level of fame and that level of money. That level
but
of
I'm going to tell you, I've been in rooms with people with a lot of money, and the shit that they do when you have money and when you're untouched, you get away with a lot of stuff and you get offered so much in return. So that illness or mentalness that he has
is amplified.
It's very much so.
But just like your just like your connection to drugs and the level of bad that you're offered, you also have access to so much more help. At the end of the day, people make choices. But I got to tell you, when we're talking about 20-year famous rich people, because when we're talking about Diddy, we're talking about long rich money. He's been out there a long time. He been doing this. Some of this stuff goes back a long time.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
I hate to talk about addiction at that level versus your level.
I'm gonna say this, but when you are in a place when you don't really have the tools to get to that place, you can show somebody, you can lead a horse to water, but they gotta drink. If you're not in a place to be able to see it, then yeah. But I'm not taking up for him. I'm just saying, like, I feel like he needs to just come out and just be honest with himself and just show face and show what he's actually done. Not to us. We don't need it. We don't need his approval. He doesn't need our approval. He needs to go somebody and get actual help and get with his attorneys and come up with everything else, because like I said, I think more is going to come out and it's going to get worse and worse, and it's just going to blow up.
And Tamar, I'm glad you said that, because we got to move on. I know we're going to be talking about this for a few more weeks, because there's lots of stuff about to come out, a new lawsuit, a documentary. So we got to move on. I don't want to, but we got to. So let's move on to our next story. Zeus's baddies are in the news. There was a fight, like every episode, a couple of fights. On this last episode, I'm gonna let you guys watch the video and then we will talk.
Racist in our presence. I think she said nigga. She did.
When Gretchen used the N-word, that's when I was like, okay, this was getting way too comfortable. She definitely does not deserve to stay in the house, and she gotta go.
This bitch said, somebody gonna get me out the house, and I wanted to know who. She said,
you never talked about her?
No, nigga, I don't even know this bitch.
But what about the water bottle thing? You posted a water bottle after she was like,
nigga, I don't even know what's going on.
All I'm hearing is nigga this, nigga that, nigga. You can't just be up in here saying nigga like this.
Okay, look.
Just don't say nigga.
No, I'm Puerto Rican.
That don't matter. You're not black. You can't say
When I used the N-word, I was not being racist. It just came out because I just felt like I was being attacked.
No, babe, listen to me. I understand too. I understand all that shit. I don't give a fuck. No, you can't. No, I don't. Don't do it.
Well, that's good TV.
Hold on.
What really bothered me is the fact that if you don't give a fuck about other people and their principles and what they stand on, and everybody here feeling the type of way, you should just fucking take your jolly bundle and try your ass.
Because you said
confused,
and you say you don't give a fuck.
You said you don't give a fuck.
You have to understand where they're coming from. I don't know about you and Nico. You was talking shit about her. That's why she ran up.
I do understand that. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. So, listen, but just don't say you don't give a fuck. Like, you playing victim. That's how you talking. Like, you can't talk rich. Like, you're a room full of
the N-word. This, where I come from, nobody like really gets offended by that word at the end of the day. And so I just felt violated. Everybody was just attacking me.
Bitch, come get this wig back, bitch.
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit.
Aubrey is on baddies.
I have been
this season good, girl.
I have been saying this for the last 10 years. I've noticed that this new generation coming up, they love to use that word.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, because I have friends that are black, or my boyfriend's black, or I do this, or I hang out with these kind of people. They don't mind if I say it. Absolutely not. I've always been. That's always been my stance. You should not be saying it at all. I don't understand why it's such a light-hearted thing now. Why these kids feel that it's a slang word and they feel like they can just say it. Michael,
young people don't know history. Young people don't know history.
What do you think?
I don't want to say too much. Obviously, the use of that word is horrific, but that show, that clip, I mean, that is not. I have serious issue with the show that is what it is. I really just do. I mean, you got to think about who's watching that. You know, if I had a child or something, I don't know. That's just vile. And there's something ironic, I suppose, that they got more upset about a word than them beating the absolute shit out of each other over, you know, what he said, she said, like real time, instantly. Like, and we just watch it and laugh. I don't know. It's sad to me.
Have you ever had anyone or have anybody in your group or anybody you've been with that uses that slang word like that?
Yes.
And what is their stance on it? Why do you think they feel they can say it?
Because they're normally drunk and stupid, and they get corrected pretty instantly.
Okay. Natasha, what do you think about this?
I hate it. I can't stand it. I mean, I use it. But I'm not even gonna lie. It makes my ass itch when I hear someone non-black say it, like DJ Khaled. I heard him say it. Fat Joe, I hear him say it all the time. Like,
no.
Like it just burns me up. And I also blame the people around them for not checking them on it and not saying anything about it. And then they just get away with it because then when they run up on the wrong one, and like she did, you get popped. And y'all failed your friend, but not by not letting her know. You say this around somebody else that's not us, you're gonna get popped. Period.
For sure. Yeah. Shaq.
I am a fan of baddies now. I resisted for many years, and then the ratchet just drew me in. And now when people say, I just say, hey, I have range, and I don't have to defend myself to you. With that being said, if you showed a lot of it, and if you would continue to show, as I'm sure you know by now, she did eventually continue to say the word. She began to yell it out again, and she didn't back down. That she had the right to say it because she says it amongst her people, and it was so bizarre. Not only because of her insistence on saying it, because she held so strong, but because she's so obviously not black. You know, like. Right. Like you don't even look mixed. You aren't biracial. It was, culturally, it's like they don't understand the difference between race and ethnicity. These young people,
I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
and being, white people can be Puerto Rican, so that's fine. Be Puerto Rican, but you're not black, And so it was very bizarre. And I always come back to this thing where these younger people just they you know, we're not teaching history anymore. Not really. These young people really don't know these struggles. They don't really know why we got here and why we feel this way. And you know, it just, to them, it's just a word. They're listening to it in music, and you know, and they just want to say what they want to say, and then people around them are okay in it. We've got this new generation of black kids who don't. I saw a video one day, and black kids were saying they didn't care if their friends said it, and I was just like, you don't, you know. And so, this is just the world we living in, man. But you know, the thing that I hate the most about it is that when we allow stuff like this to continue, every time you allow someone to say that word that is not black, who does not have ownership of that word, it erodes a little bit of how far we've come, right? Because there is a reason why we got to a place in the world where you couldn't say it, right? And so I think young people think that all these protections, all these freedoms we have can't be taken away. We are living in a time now where young people, and some older people, but people think that everything that we have is just ours. But everything can be taken back. Everything can be rolled back. Everything can be repealed. We can go backwards. And I think that these young people don't get that. I think people are in front of their phones, man, and TikTok got you thinking that equality is free and that we've always had it, but we haven't.
Yeah. Kate, you have young men who are biracial. What would you allow Julian to say this word?
Julian looks Hispanic, so I fear that somebody would be like, you know, like take it that way. Although Julian has a black dad. Sorry, my baby is wilding. No, I wouldn't. I don't like it.
Okay. So
that's something good right there, right? I think we really need to be clear that when people start having these conversations about what blackness is, I have one firm rule for blackness, which is that you don't have to question it. If you look at a person and you question blackness, that's not blackness. They may have something in them. We're all some level of mixed up or whatever, you know, but people are obviously black. If you look at them and go, I think they're Hispanic, they probably shouldn't be using that word. You know, black people look black. So that's what blackness is. When in doubt, how do they look? You don't have to question it. You know, the end. That's the black person. They look like a black person, and that's how you know. And if you don't look like a black person, err on the side of caution and don't say nigga.
You shouldn't be saying it at all. That's my
word. That's my word.
Shouldn't be saying it. So yeah, I thought that was an important story I wanted to touch on. So my favorite part of the show, Fashion Files. Let's bring in Brittany, and let's bring in Aristotle, and let's talk about some of these fashions. So we had a lot of stuff going on this week in the world of fashion. We had the Cannes Film Festival. We had some red carpet premieres. We had some Broadway shows that have opened. So I have a little bit from each of that. So our first look, we have who do we have? We have LaToya Luckett and Valentino. You know, Valentino does they're known the last couple seasons for doing the pink on pink.
Who is that?
Look. So let's talk about this. Shaq, yay or nay?
Baby, lesbian tingles all over. Yes.
Okay, Natasha, yay or nay?
LaToya Luckett is fine. Like fine.
That's LaToya.
Hold on, you guys. I'm getting a lot of feedback. I don't know who it's from. It's Brittany. I don't know where that muffling is going from. Let's start it again. Let me unmute her. Brittany, unmute yourself. Okay. Hopefully that did it. No, it's there again. Brittany, just stay muted until you say what you need to say. Natasha, you say yay or nay?
Yay with LaToya fine ass. She's so fine.
Tamar, yay or nay?
I know I be knowing.
Yay, this looks fabulous. She looks, and the hair is really giving me life too. So she looks good.
Okay, so let me just be upfront, you guys. We have a lot of looks to go through. So I just want you to say yay or nay. All right, Kate, yay or nay?
Yay.
All right. Aristotle, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay. Michael?
Yay.
And Brittany, what are your thoughts on this look?
I love this look, head to toe, hair popping, body popping, legs killer, everything on point.
Yeah, it's most definitely. This is one of the best looks I've seen her in a long time.
Yeah,
Hey, her phone bill.
Okay, going on to our next look, we have Sarah Jakes Robert. She's in Dior top and Loewe skirt. I think this is appropriate for her. She's a pastor and a motivational speaker. Shaq, yay or nay?
She looks nice. Yay.
Natasha?
Yay.
Michael?
Yay.
Tamar?
Nay.
All right, Kate?
We love it.
Aristotle?
Yay.
Okay. Brittany, what do you think?
I love this look on her. I specifically love that top. It's really, really beautiful. And you could even put that with a pair of jeans if you wanted to. So I really, really like this whole outfit. She looks good. Her hair is cute. Mary Poppins kind of. It's cute. I love it.
Okay. Moving on. Our next look, we have Tiana Taylor in vintage Roberto Cavalli. She was at the Cannes Film Festival. Shaq, yay or nay?
Thank you.
Ooh, I always have to check her age before I talk about her because she's fine.
But what I'm asking about the outfit. Yay or nay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, anything she do, I'm okay with it.
Natasha, yay or nay?
Her body makes anything with fashion a yay.
Okay. Kate, yay or nay?
Yay. I love that Roberto Cavalli. And she swings both ways, Shaq. So.
All right. Michael, yay or nay?
Yay.
Aristotle, yay or nay?
Yay.
Tamar.
Yay.
Brittany, what are your thoughts on this?
I love this one. I love her body. Just look at her. She's sexy. The whole outfit is just sexy. Her stomach, all that, just giving. Yes, it's a yes for me.
Okay. Next look, we have Fantasia in Probal Garong. She was at the American Idol finale. Shaq, yay or nay?
Yes.
Okay. Natasha, yay or nay?
Yay.
Michael, yay or nay?
Nay.
Can I ask you why? What don't you like?
It's a little matronly.
Okay. All right. Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay.
All right. Aristotle, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay. And Brittany, what do you think about this look?
I don't really think Fantasia can do any wrong. She's kind of like Monica in my book. They just know what they're doing and it just works for them. Her hair is perfect. Everything is perfect to me. It flows. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's move on. We have Jada Pinkett Smith in Aliyah, vintage Aliyah. She also wore this in 1996 to the premiere of Set It Off, and she wore it this last weekend at the Cannes Film Festival. Shaq, yay or nay?
I don't know.
All right, Natasha, yay or nay?
Yay.
Michael, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay, Tamar?
Yay.
Aristotle?
Yay.
Brittany, what do you think about this look?
It's not the best look I've seen her in. I've seen her in a lot better. She has a really cute body, so she really should be able to pull off anything. But this just looks like kind of oversized and just not really good for her shape. It's not my best look for her.
All right. I want everybody just to take a few quick seconds just to energize yourself. I'm feeling a little bit, some people are dragging. So if you don't want to do this tonight, maybe you shouldn't be here. Maybe go get some sleep. So next look, we have Coco Rocha and Robert Wan. Shaq, yay or nay?
It's a no. 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 Mm-mm.
All right, Natasha, yay or nay?
Without the sleeves, it would be a yay.
Without the sleeves, okay. Michael, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay. Aristotle, yay or nay?
Yay.
Brittany, what do you think about this?
I don't like it. I like the bottom. And maybe I agree with Natasha about if the sleeves weren't there, but it just seems to be too much going on for me.
Okay. Yeah.
It's all the same color.
Robert Juan does a lot of this sleeves and wide leg pants and stuff. Actually, the next look, La Roche, she's also wearing Robert Juan. Shaq, is it a yay or nay?
It's still a no. I don't have enough fashion sense. I don't get it.
Okay. Natasha, yay or nay?
Yay.
Michael, yay or nay?
Yay. I like it.
Tamar?
Yay.
Aristotle?
Yeah, I think it's cute.
Brittany?
I do like this one. I love the layers. I love its monochrome. I like this one, so it's a yes for me.
Who I be waiting on Brittany to explain why it worked because I didn't.
Okay. Going on. We have, I love her. She has been killing. We have Davine Joy and Zach Posen. This girl just does it every time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Shaq, yay or nay?
Yes.
Natasha?
Big and delicious.
Isn't this what she went to Met Gala?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yes. Yep. Okay, that's okay. Yay. I love her.
Michael?
Yay.
Tamar?
Yay.
Aristotle?
Yay.
Brittany?
Yes, we always say she puts on for the thick girls, and I love that. She looks good.
Don't tell me I can eat the cheeseburger and look good. Oh.
Okay, moving on. We have Ayash and Rual Mishra. Shaq, yay or nay?
I don't know why, but I like that.
Yeah, I like the top. Natasha, yay or nay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Michael?
Yeah, yay.
All right, Tamar?
Yay.
Brittany? Oh, Aristotle first, then Brittany. I'm sorry.
Nay, I don't like it.
All right, Brittany?
I don't like this either, honestly. The pants are cute, but I don't like it together. It's a no for me.
Okay, moving on. We have Demi Moore and say this, I always get tongue-tied. Scarapelli. Natasha. I love this whole whatever's going on the side. I love that. Natasha, yay or nay?
That part messing me up. Nay.
Shaq?
Yeah, it's the bird beak that got me messed up, but I like the other stuff, the rest of it.
Okay. Michael?
Yay.
Tamar?
Yay.
Aristotle?
Nay.
Brittany? Thoughts?
Yay. I also love that shoulder. It's so dramatic. She looks good. The fit is good on her, but I really, really do love that drama there. So it's like,
Yeah, me too. Okay, moving
come
on.
off your shoulder. It's okay. Okay.
It's
Moving on, we have Diane Kruger and Balenciaga Couture. Shaq, yay or nay?
I think I like it. Yeah.
Natasha?
Okay, this is gonna sound really wrong. This cut would be better on a curvier woman because it's so boxy and she's so slender, and the cut is not flattering for her.
Okay. Michael?
Yay.
Tamar?
Yay.
Aristotle?
Yes and no. I feel like what Natasha said, if you would have taken the skirt off the bottom and just had it been like the blazer as the dress, that would have complemented her shape so much better.
Okay. Brittany?
I 100% agree with that. And if it would have been a tad bit short, so if we would have made it just the blazer and a tad bit shorter, it would have been perfect for her. But what you said as far as it being better for someone a little more shapelier, I think that is accurate.
Okay. Moving on, we have, who is this? We have Yasalt in Vintage Dior. She was at the Cannes Film Festival. Shaq, yay or nay?
I'm gonna say yeah, but I don't like maybe in a different color, but yeah.
Okay,
It's
Natasha.
weird.
She's serving Kojic first Sunday realness in the black
Yeah,
and white.
she is. You're right. Michael, yay or nay?
Nay.
Tamar,
Nay.
She didn't take my church fan.
Aristotle.
It needed like a black belt around the middle of the white, or a black brooch, or a red brooch, something to like all the white. My eyes getting lost, like, or not lost, but it doesn't have anywhere to settle. I feel like a
You're
focal
right.
point in the middle of the white would have really set it off.
You're right. I would love to see a black belt.
A black belt definitely would
Yeah.
have given her a better shape as well. It would have showed her waist because she has a cinched waist, so it would have given her a better, like more of like hourglass shape. This just makes her look very wide, but the outfit is the outfit works, but it just makes her look wider.
You know, us big people got to be careful in white. We got to be careful.
Yeah, but
it make us look wider than all outside,
add-
baby.
But you know what? I'm loving that I'm seeing big girls in couture. I'm loving it. I'm so loving it because we haven't really seen that a lot.
Yeah.
I wish they would have took that hat off her head.
You know, this original look is from 1936, and this is the original look that someone in a size 2 was wearing. I wish I would have put them side by side, but it's the original look. So I think that's what she was going for. She wanted to do the hat, everything that the original model did. Moving on, we have Shabuzi and Louis Vuitton. Shaq, yay or nay?
I would like it without that bonnet on his head.
Okay, Natasha, yay or nay?
I like it, yeah.
Okay, Tamar?
Yay.
Michael?
Yay.
Aristotle?
Yay.
Brittany?
Yay.
Okay.
But y'all don't feel me on the bonnet. Why y'all on the bonnet? I'm confused.
The bonnet is
keep the hair.
in for guys. You're gonna see it everywhere for the
I
next
know.
year.
No, I'm speaking to somebody that has.
Also, they can go
longer-
outside in them, just not black women.
It's not a bonnet. That's a scarf, hon.
Yeah, it's a scarf because like for somebody that has like curly long hair, like I can't ever like leave, especially in Chicago, when I do my hair and then leave somewhere, I have to do like a silk like scarf like that to keep it in place, or else the wind will like mess my shit up.
And I think that's what the ladies originally wore it for, but now it's like the guys are doing it for style. So,
Oh no, I feel bad. I was talking about him so bad in my brain.
Brittany, what do you think of this look?
Oh, I said yeah.
Oh, okay. This is my favorite look of the night. This is Gwen Stefani. She was wearing Wall Mishra. I think this was also at American Idol. It doesn't read well on screen, like a still photo, but it's fire. Shaq, yay or nay?
It reads just fine to me. I like that.
Okay, Natasha.
I need to see her away from the background because it just completely blends in. I'm gonna look it up because right now it's a nay.
Okay, Tamar.
I know that it blends in with this, but anything that Gwen steps out in is gonna look freaking fabulous. So I'm gonna say yay.
Okay, Michael.
Yay.
Aristotle.
Y'all know she's 54 years old. Yes.
Yeah, Brittany. Yay. What are your thoughts?
I'm with Tasha again. I need to be able to see a different angle. I do love the fabric, and I love the sheen on it, and I think that it's fire, but I can't really see the other side, so I want to see it elsewhere. But I think it's gonna be
Okay. Moving on. We have Lee Ricky and Loewe jeans and a Dior top. I love that bell bottoms are coming back. I absolutely love it. Shaq, yay or nay?
Yes, but he's so
okay.
He look like a Ninja Turtle, a well-dressed Ninja Turtle.
Yay.
Horrific. Nay.
Okay. Tamar.
Yay.
Aristotle.
I have this outfit, like not the Loewe and the Dior, but like I love this silhouette. I think it looks great.
Yeah. Brittany.
I'm loving it. I love that those pants are coming back as well. It's well fit on him. His shirt could have been a little bigger, but I get what he was going for, so it works.
All right, moving on. Usher from fear of God. Shat, yay or nay?
Absolutely.
Natasha?
Yay.
Michael?
Yay.
Tamar?
Yay.
Aristotle?
Head to toe, yay.
Brittany, thoughts?
Absolutely. Usher's been killing it lately too. I
Yeah.
love it, but he looks good. It looks a little hot. I don't know where he is, but it's a cute outfit.
Okay. And this last look is going to go into the trends, our whole trends thing that we're starting. We want to put the new designers and trends, tell you guys about those. This is we have let me get it right. This is Carol Burnett, and she's wearing a new designer called Willie Shabera. I was actually invited to the opening of his boutique, and he's going to actually dress me for Pride. We don't need to see everybody say yay or nay because I want to tell you guys about this designer. But his name is Willie Shabera. He's a new Latin American designer. He's killing the game right now. He's been dressing everyone. He's just streetwear. It's not like Louis Vuitton but it's like the new kind of Balenciaga where it's oversized streetwear, vintage streetwear. Here's some other looks that he's doing. This is a varsity jacket. Here's some pants. He does a lot of wide leg stuff. I know, Aristotle, you like some of these these 70s silhouettes. What do you think about this?
What do you mean a wide leg pant? What are you talking about?
Right here, you don't see that wide leg pant.
Oh no, because I'm wearing a pair of very wide leg pants right now. That's why I got it. But I really, really do love I've been following him for a minute. The stuff that he does, I actually get some of my inspiration for what I do with some of the stuff that I get from street style stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved what he had put Carol Burnett in because I love those pieces separately too.
When we go back to Carol Burnett.
Yeah, the jacket or that coat, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you said, he's a street style, but I love that some of the pieces, like this one, you could easily translate that to an evening moment or something of that nature. I really do like what he's doing with fashion.
Yeah, a lot of people say he's too expensive, but Balenciaga charges the same thing. I think this T-shirt is $295. Balenciaga T-shirts go for $600-700. So why not? I think I like his stuff. Brittany, what do you think of some of this stuff? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry. I was just saying, I think it's fun, like you said, it does mimic Balenciaga, and it has to be your style, it has to be something that you are trying to do, but it's cute to me.
Right.
But it's not for everybody, and everybody can't even really wear these silhouettes. You have to have a certain type of body to be able to make these types of things look good. So it's not for everybody, but he definitely has some fire pieces.
Michael, what do you think about some of this?
I'm intrigued. Some of it's obviously not to my taste, but I think he's doing something different. And that's what I really like to see. Everyone these days kind of doing a lot of the same stuff with slight changes. He's really kind of doing oversized in a different way. And again, it's not for me, but I like to see it. It really does look great on, like Brittany was saying, it looks great on certain people. I'm not one of them, so I don't pay it much mind.
All right. Thank you for that. So
I feel like I can fit everything.
Let's transition to our last segment. Come sit on my couch. This is from a friend of mine, actually. We were talking this morning, and it's been almost 12 years. It's been over 10 years. And her boyfriend hasn't proposed to her. They've been living together. He has a child from a previous marriage. She has a child from a previous marriage. And they've kind of just been cohabitating. And she basically asked me, what do you think? Should I mention it to him? What do you guys think about this for being with someone for so long and no one pops the question? Natasha, I know you said you had something to say about it earlier. What do you think?
There's no point in you bringing it up to him because he's not going to marry you. It has been 10 years, 10 plus years. You moved out of the state to be with him. You came to him, you served yourself on a platter, and he's perfectly comfortable. My husband and I, we have been married for 10 years this year. And on our first date, I let him know that I had the intentions to be married. And if he was not the person for that, then I would politely allow him to free himself to allow someone who did have those intentions take that space. So, having said that, I'm so sorry. You are going to have to reconcile with if this is the person that you actually want to be with, and if you are happy with the way things are right now, or if you actually truly do want to get married and just accept that he is more than likely not the person that's going to give that to you.
Michael, let me bring you in on this. What do you think?
Did she ever ask or talk about it to him? I mean, I don't want to sound too general, but sometimes men just don't really give a shit about stuff like this, and maybe he thinks it's not that important. So if she was like, "Hey, we should get married," yeah, I would go the easiest route first. You know, maybe he would.
All right, Brittany, do you have any? What do you think?
I agree with Tasha. I feel like after 2-3 years, if you don't know, then I mean, then I just don't feel like you want. I mean, if he wants to propose to you, he's gonna do it. And I feel like 10 years is too long to be wasting your time waiting for someone to ask you to marry them. I mean, if you don't know, then no. I kind of feel like no answer is the answer. So yeah,
Well,
I would be moving along.
She's the same age as me. So she's given all her 30s to this guy, and now she's going into her 40s. So it's like, what do you do?
She's into her 40s as a single woman.
Hey, 40 is the new 30. What you mean? It's a good time.
I'm just saying that's what she should do, because he clearly doesn't want to marry. He's like she said, he's content. He's okay with what they have right now because it's worked this long. So why do we need to change it? That's not what he didn't intend on marrying her.
He probably afraid to break it now.
Marcus, what do you think about? Would you ask at this point? Would you say, "Hey, I want to get married, or I'm out"? Would you give an ultimatum, or you're muted?
I think it comes in a point in a relationship where it's if you want the marriage, you need to go ahead and ask, or else you're just wasting your time. I mean, is she going to be with him 10 more years before he decides that he doesn't want to get married and move on with someone else? And she wasted all her life like thinking she was going to get married with him. So I think she needs to ask and really be honest, have an honest conversation with each other. Because if not, she's wasting her best years right now. I mean, 40 is the new 30 and 50 is the new 40. But after 50, bitch, we old.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically. Well, I hope this person is watching, and I wish her all the luck. She's a really, really good friend of mine, and I hate to see her. And she's a beautiful girl and awesome personality. I hate to see her wasting her life away.
I think she should go. I think she should just run. Because why would you even marry her after this long? That's like me driving my car for 10 years and then you finally saying, "Hey, you need to start making payments." Baby, this car is worn and it's mine. And I'm not doing anything different. You're not getting no money for it now. You know? So
if you have to ask someone if they see you as their spouse, they probably don't see you as their spouse.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But my question, did she ever think she was gonna get married to him? Did you ever give the inclination that he wanted to get married? Has he always been like, "No, I'm not getting married"? I mean, we have to.
I think there was, but it just hasn't happened, and I think he's kind of set in his ways now. So
I don't know. After 10 years, I think if I sat with you for 10 years and I ain't have to marry you, I don't know why you think I gotta find $30K for a wedding now. Girl, you
right.
Well, at this point, he's happy. He knows she says.
Most definitely.
That's just a big bill. Like what?
Well, thank you guys for your advice on that. We got to get going. That was our show. We have a meeting that our cast has to have right now. So please like and share. Again, we will be with you for a couple more weeks, and then we're on a hiatus, breaking, and then our season 3 will start on August 28th, 2020. So please like and share. We love you. Peace out. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.